Hey guys, Stephen here from Vanguard Tactics, and today I'm joined with Jack. How you doing, Jack?
I'm good. How are you, Steve?
Very well, and in this video we're going to be covering the part 2 of the Chaos, Faith and Fury, aren't we?
Absolutely.
So you may have seen our part 1. If you haven't done so, go back and check out that one. So it's Chaos Combos part 1, and in this video we're going to be covering the highlights of the Night Lords.
Yeah.
What else?
Empress Children.
Empress Children, and also the
World Eaters.
And we're going to be looking at this from a competitive standpoint. So we've got lots to come in this video. We're going to be covering you some of our favourite combos, stratagems, some of the synergies, and how you could plug some of this together to help you with your competitive chaos list. As you know, Vanguard Tactics is dedicated to helping you become a better 40k gamer. So why don't you check out the free ITC Masterclass video series on how to become competent and comfortable with the ITC Mission Pack. So head over to www.vanguardtactics.com and sign up for your free place on the course. So Jack, what we're going to cover first?
I think we'll look at Night Lords first.
Night Lords first. And remember, in part 1, we did look at the Alpha Legion, we looked at the Word Bearers and the Iron Warriors. So we may refer to some of that, but let's have a little look at the Night Lords in a lot more detail. Now, we're not going to go through every single one. You can do that yourself. So we're just going to cover some of our top picks. So, Jack, Night Lords, their ability is -1 leadership. In that stacks up to -3.
Yeah. So not the best.
No.
Compared to some of the others, it's certainly not my top pick, but that's probably not the reason why you pick these guys as at least a detachment in your list.
Yeah, and I think the thing with the Night Lords is that sometimes you can get too caught up in this whole leadership thing, when actually, if you want to wrap and trap something, the last thing you want to do
reduce that leadership.
Yeah. Then the Night Lords are a particularly good army at wrapping and trapping. And the last thing you want to do is for them just to run away because they failed a morale check because they were -3 and you only did 1 casualty or something. So, so let's cover the Warlord traits first. We've picked 3 here. So what's the name of the Warlord trait and why do we think it's a good one?
So the first one is called Killing Fury.
Killing Fury, and what does that do?
Has plus D3 attacks on the turn you to charge, word charged, or heroic intervention.
Nice. So that's gonna stack with the
Hateful
Assault as well. So you're gonna get, let's say you've got that captain.
Chaos Lord.
Chaos Lord. 4 attacks base, I believe.
Yeah.
+1 for Hateful Assault. So now you're on 5. Then an extra D3.
So you're looking at 7 attacks on the average.
Yeah. And with the Thunderhammer, pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely.
Because remember, Blood Angels. As a Blood Angels player, I'm typically playing 1 CP per fight phase just to get that on one of my characters, so that is absolutely excellent. And remember, with the Night Lords, they are not Chaos God specific.
Oh, so you can pick and choose.
You can pick and choose.
Oh, nice.
Whereas the some of the others are like the Empress Children have to be Slanesh. Night Lords are open, so you could have this on a Khorne guy.
Oh, nice.
Fight twice. Yeah. So it's some nice little options there.
What's next on the list?
So next up, we've got the Warlord trait that allows you to fall back in charge. So what one's that one called?
That's called One Piece at a Time.
1 piece at a time. So that allows you...
So you can... The Warlord can charge if they fell back previously, and it's subtract 1 to hit rolls and melee.
Okay, that was the other bit to it. Yeah, so you can fall back in charge is the aspect that I really like.
Yeah.
But yeah, -1 to hit.
It's okay. It's nice as an additional part to that Warlord trait, but it's not the main reason you're taking it.
Yeah. Like against in that night matchup, Knights, most of them can only really hit on 3s.
Yeah.
If you're getting bracketed, if your Smash Lord goes in, brackets the Knight, he'll then be -1 to hit you, so be hitting on 5s then.
Yeah.
You've got a good chance of surviving that before you then fight again, kill him.
Yeah.
So that can be quite good. But I think really the biggest one we're probably going to pick is that D3 extra attacks.
Yeah.
A lot of the others are just too situational, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I think in as we go into some of our competitive builds, we're probably not picking Night Lords as a primary sort of main faction, but they got some nice stuff. Right, Jack. Night Lords Relics.
Yeah.
So we've only really picked out 2, haven't we?
Yeah.
First one, and bear in mind, guys, I may get some of these words wrong. The Vox Demonicus.
I think that's pretty close, mate.
Yeah.
Take that.
10 out of 10 for effort. What does that do?
So that, whilst you're in 6 inch of an enemy unit, it reduces their auras to 1 inch.
Okay, and this is infantry model only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your jump, Smash Lord, jumps into combat with something, Calgar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's just, say he's within 6 inches of a charge.
Yeah.
Then they lose their Chapter Master ability for the 4 rerolls on the Overwatch.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I would help with there.
Yeah.
And the other part of the ability is you can't deep strike within 12 of this model.
Mm-hmm.
So like a Phobos Captain.
Yeah, which is really nice in matchups like the Genestealer Cult, the Orc matchup.
Yeah.
You know, you can just put this on maybe a Sorcerer, somebody you can deep strike down. You're not too fussed if he's like one of those characters that isn't really going to be a game changer. Put him in the corner, can't go within 12, excellent, you can't be charged. Because remember, when you deep strike down, you cannot, even if you've got ways to buff your charge like the Blood Angels do, like you pointed this out to me the other day actually, that you can't declare it because you have to land over 12 inches away, so you can't declare that charge, even if you've got +2, +3 with a 3d6 charge, it doesn't matter. So you have to be within 12 to declare that, which is why I like that one. Nice. So it's very situational against certain matchups. And it's one of the things that we talk a lot about on the mentorship program. We have an entire module all about really understanding and how to decipher and analyze a codex. And we sort of classify those from something that, like an ability you get all the time, right down to an ability that is situational. But when we look at how to actually construct an army, and I teach you exactly how to do that in terms of where your weak points are in your list, and where the threats are coming in, then what you can actually use, which is situational, to help you in those harder matchups. So what I'll do is send you all the links that you need to that if you sign up for our the cheat sheet that we give away, which will be in all the links are below anyway in the description. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more about how to actually decipher this stuff for yourself, then the mentorship program is going to be ideal. And also we got a 2-week trial going on, so 14 days completely free trial. Check it out.
Excellent.
And you'll just really be able to decipher a lot more stuff and see why we're going through this in the way that we are. So that's really nice. And then the other relic is actually one from the regular codex, and it's basically called the Claws of the Black Hunt. And this one we really liked just because it was super simple, and that +1 strength, -3 AP, D3 damage rather than 1, and you increase your attacks by 1. So not too bad there.
So you can take that, take the Warlord Traits from D3.
Yeah.
Strength 5 Lightning Claws, 4 rerolls to hit, 3 rerolls to wound.
Yeah.
With that D3 damage -3 AP.
Yeah.
You're gunning through a unit of intercessors or general light infantry or even elite infantry really at that point.
Anything with -3, like Custodes, you'll put a bit of a problem into. Centurions, because you've got so many attacks in that D3 damage, because you're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, unless they've got a modifier in some way, it's pretty much that many hits, and you should hit with everyone really.
And with Lightning Claws, he's quite cheap. So if you want him to babysit a shooting unit, and someone wants to try and lock them down, he's a great little counterpunch. And also with the Veterans of the Long War ability, that's going off on 6s as well, so that's going to help. You could prescience this guy, +1 to hit. Now it's going off of 5s. So you're just making the most of getting loads of attacks. Veterans of the Long War, +1 to wound, or maybe the Priest ability, +1 to wound. So now you could be, wounding Marines on 3s or 4s. Or even 2s actually, with rerolls. So it's super effective, really, really good. And for a relic, that's there's not many to pick from. So I think that's probably quite a good one to put on a character, which is nice. Right, so let's dive into the stratagems, mate. Okay. So let's go through each of these, and we'll cover what we like about them, or maybe what we don't, because I think that the stratagems are where we're going to see most of the competitive play. Yeah, I think the stratagems for the Night Lords is why you would take a detachment of these. I think, as we touched on, I don't see they've been a primary, but there's some very good abilities in here which made you consider taking a detachment of it at least.
So what's the first one called, Jack?
First one, 1 CP in the Midnight Clad.
Yep.
for Night Lord's infantry unit, -1 to hit.
Nice.
And that's in your opponent's shooting phase. That's any time. It's not the start. Any time your opponent's shooting phase.
Excellent.
So, big Boctermes or, whatever.
Yep.
Nice.
And remember that was stacked with things like Masmo Pestilence on a unit.
Or the Priest.
So you could get something easily up to -3 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's just absolutely fantastic, especially when we go into the next one.
Yeah, because I think this combos very nicely.
And that's 1 CP.
Yeah. So for 2 CP, Vox Scream. You need to get Night Lord's unit within 18 inches of a enemy unit that's got an aura ability.
Yeah.
And for 2 CP, you can turn it off.
Brilliant.
So what we were thinking was, Marines are everywhere at the moment. The Chapter Master.
Yeah. With those 4 rerolls to hit have kind of nullified the minuses that Chaos sort of, like Eldar, get a lot of. Yeah. And because they're getting 4 rerolls and rerolling all the failed hits, it just means, even if you're hitting on 5s with 4 rerolls...
It's still pretty effective.
But turning a Chapter Master ability off is huge for a turn.
Yeah.
It just allows you to get up that board.
So you could do that, then you could put Master Peasant on unit, use the In the Midnight Clan on another unit, put the Priest on another unit, so you've got 3 units of -1.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden they're hitting on 4s, not even rerolling 1s.
Yeah.
Because that's turned off as well.
Yeah.
No Lieutenant rerolls or anything like that.
Yeah.
Kalyon gets turned off for Tau.
Yeah.
Very good ability. You can't get within 18.
Yeah.
But I really like that stratagem.
Yeah. I mean, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Or it could even be something like for example, the Chaplain ability, which gives +2 to charges.
Yeah.
That would, as a Blood Angel player, ruin me because now I'm not getting that 2 inches because that's like, I'm putting so many models within that to all benefit from that extra 2-inch charge. Yeah. Turning that off would be huge. So there's, we could probably go into this in a bit more detail, but there's probably some auras you think,
it'd be really interesting playing test games with that against lots of different things to see how effective it can be. Because I think, that Chaplain one is a massive one, for example, in that matchup.
Yeah.
Really love that stratagem.
It probably wouldn't work too much against Eldar because most of those are psychic powers.
Yeah.
But typically that's working pretty well. And then also we thought here straight away, guys, 3 Helldrakes.
Yeah. As a detachment.
As an Airwing detachment, or maybe the Forge World Flyer. They're roughly the same points. The reason for that is because it's easy to get turn 1 within 18, because that's your only problem here, is that it's only 18-inch range. So you want something that can get over there, harass, be annoying.
And Helldrakes do that role perfectly. And they've just dropped recently in Chapter Approved. Mm-hmm. So you just throw them in. Got to be dealt with, because they'll just lock and tap stuff down.
Yeah.
So that's that. Prey on the Weak.
Yeah.
So this is one of the strats that actually works with their -1 to leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 CP, choose a Night Lord's unit. In a shooting or fighting phase, they get +1 to hit if the target's leadership is lower than yours.
Yeah. Now, so what remember here is that you're going to get a +1 to hit if their leadership is lower.
Yeah.
Now, what you can do, obviously, is send over 3 Helldrakes.
Yeah.
And that will stack.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you could make, for example, a Knight -3 leadership.
Yeah. So so you're on +1.
So then your entire
one unit.
One unit.
Yeah.
Okay. So that could be, that unit of obliterators. Yeah. It could be the, insert heavy weapons here.
Yeah.
Khorne Lord of Skulls.
Yeah.
All of a sudden that +1 to hit.
Yeah.
Fantastic. For 1 CP,
that's
it's
good.
Brilliant. Yeah. So I think that's where you use the synergies of the other parts of the list to make that pop. Yeah.
The next one is called Hit and Run, 1 CP again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you foul back this turn, you can charge.
Yeah. And that's anyone?
Night Lord's unit.
Yeah. Night Lord's unit, yeah, cool, nice.
So lots of these are built around like Warp Talons and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where you can wrap, trap, fall back, charge, all that stuff. Yeah, good. Next one. We have come for you.
We have come for you.
Yep.
Again, 1 CP. So an enemy unit can't fall back unless it's a vehicle, Titanic, or has a minimum move characteristic.
See, this is another combo here for these 3 Helldrakes.
Yeah.
1 Helldrake goes in, flame 1 unit, charge multiple units.
Yeah.
Then what you do again is with the next Helldrake, you charge kind of the same. So you want to find a unit that's in the middle. That's kind of, because Helldrakes are on quite big bases. So what you want to try and do is move over, turn off the screens, flame different units, charge the units that are next to this middle unit.
Yeah.
So then what you do is you declare your attacks on the other units, and then one Helldrake moves forward, actually attacks that unit.
Yeah.
But you're not going to kill the whole unit because you don't have that many attacks to kill the entire unit. Then for 1 CP, all three of your Helldrakes are in combat with this one unit, and therefore they cannot be shot.
Yeah. And
which is massive.
Even if you didn't get all 3, if you had 1, that means your characters can't be shot.
Yeah.
So you can charge at the table with like the characters that are safe.
Yep.
So that's a really good strat.
Like your demon princes.
Yeah. So perfect, that one.
So we're already finding there's 3 little combos there.
Even just
one to hit.
Even just using those Helldrakes. I think they're perfect.
Yeah. So what's the next one? What's it called?
So it's called From the Night, 1 CP. Select a Night Lord's infantry unit from a unit that's entirely on or within a terrain feature at the end of the turn. When a charge roll is made from that unit, add 2 to the result, and when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by its model in that unit, add 1 to the hit roll.
Not amazing, and
it's very situational.
You got to have that terrain piece nearby where you can drop into. All of your models have to be able to touch the terrain piece. Every single model in that unit needs to touch the terrain in order to get the benefit of cover. I think the more you become familiar against playing Night Lord, so even if you don't play Chaos, even watching these videos, you're going to pick up on going, actually, if I just deny them landing within 9 of that terrain feature, they can't use that stratagem to get the +2.
Cannot build a strategy around that.
No.
Because your opponent can take control of it from you.
Yeah. You're just going to zone that piece of terrain out, hide away from another one. Or you're just going to move 12 inches away from it. So even with the +2, they still need a 10.
Yeah.
It's too easy to move around if you're a good player. Yeah.
Okay. So next one.
Raptor Strike.
1 CP. Night Lord's jump pack unit, 3d6 charge.
Brilliant, yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely great.
Yeah. Again, we've seen that with the Blood Angels work time and time again. That would be... the thing is with the jump pack, you might even just use that on a Smash Captain. Because I'm not 100% convinced on Raptors.
Or the Warp Talons.
I'm not convinced on them.
Yeah.
I might just put that on a Smash Lord.
Yeah.
3d6 charge, get him in, smash something up. Great. Yeah.
And then the last one, 1 CP, flay them alive.
Yeah.
Use stratagem in the fight phase when an enemy unit is destroyed as a result of an attack made by Night Lord's model from your army until the end of the turn when a morale test is taken for an enemy unit within 12 of a Night Lord's unit. Your opponent must roll 1 additional d6 and you choose which one is discarded. So you discard the lowest in the morale check.
Yeah.
Again,
it's not great.
It's not.
It's
morale doesn't really come in too much.
No. I mean,
when you're stacking it with the -3s, you may get, but you may get a couple more models.
And you're better off just saving all your CPs to Vox Scream and keep them in combat every turn.
Yeah.
You don't. Chaos need a lot of CPs. Yeah. Whether you're fighting twice, shooting twice, +1 to wound.
Other parts of your list will need the CP. So I think the standout ones are like Vox Scream and We Have Come For You.
Yeah. So there you have it, guys. That's one of the, I think, standouts for us. Night Lords, 3 Helldrakes.
Yep.
And boom. You use Vox Scream, use We Have Come For You. Great. And if you went mono Night Lords, 3d6 charge your Lord in.
Yeah.
The ability to get +1 to hit with maybe like a big shooting unit like the Khorne Lord of Skulls.
Yeah.
Nice. Decent. Okay, cool. So that's them taken care of. So let's move on to the next Legion. Right, guys, Empress Children. Now, the Empress Children, their ability is that they always fight first, which can actually be quite effective sometimes, especially when you're doing multiple combats. When you're playing things like Harlequins, Orcs, anything like that, when you receive a charge, you're like, okay, cool, I get to basically interrupt for free.
Yeah, which is great.
Which is absolutely fantastic. Now, with the Emperor's Children, they have to be Slaanesh. So you can't use the Khorne fight twice. You can't use the Tzeentch powers. You could take another detachment, obviously, of other stuff, but in this detachment, it all has to be Slaanesh. Yeah, so just bear that in mind when you're building around this. Cool.
Okay.
Right, so let's have a little look at the Warlord traits first. the one that we liked, there was only one.
Oh, there's two.
Was there?
Yeah. There's two Warlord Traits.
Okay, so I like the Flawless Duelist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, it's the next one. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'll cover Flawless Duelist.
Mm-hmm.
At the start of your fight phase, roll 1d3 until the end of the phase. Subtract the result from the attack characteristics of any models within an inch of this Warlord.
So, minus d3 attacks off the characteristics, guys.
Yeah.
So, let's say you charge into a knight.
Yeah.
And the knight has got on its characteristics 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Now, that 4 attacks, then when they use their stompy feet, then they get 12 attacks. So, if you reduce that by a d3 and you roll a 5 or a 6, then you're going to be taking off 3 attacks off its profile. So then it's only going to get 3 stompy feet attacks against you. It's probably not going to hurt you.
But just think about this one now. If your opponent charges with 2 units into 2 of your units, with your Warlord being 1, you use that Warlord trait to minus d3 and let them strike.
Yeah. And
then you get your free interrupt on the other unit.
Yeah.
So that's where it could start really paying off.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. I mean, and that's the thing, like, you can't look at this just in isolation.
Yeah.
You've got to sometimes play it out, which is why me and Jack are such advocates of, getting these models on the table, like we did with the previous one, showing you kind of what can be done, or showing ourselves, thinking, actually, there's a lot of synergies here, but by itself, it might not mean much, but together, and again, we cover all that on the mentorship program on how to look at this for yourself as well.
Yeah. Cool,
so the next one is called the Loathsome Grace.
Yeah.
So, what does that do?
So it's basically the Imperium sword from Space Marine book. Yeah. So you can reroll your charges, +1 strength, +1 attack.
Do you get the reroll charges from Imperium sword as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So +1 strength. Again, that's great with your Thunder Hammer because now you're strength 5, 10. Which then gets doubled to strength 10 because you modify the characteristic first before it gets doubled. A +1 attack again. We're seeing this crop up time and time again now. Fantastic. 6 attacks going in with the hammer.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Yeah. And then re-rolling your charge as well. Who doesn't like that? So relics. There's only one really is a standout, and that's the Armor of Abhorrence.
Abhorrence.
It's exactly what I said. Yeah, exactly what I said.
Yeah, I'm sure we're both wrong on that one, but fine.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
It's a difficult name, but it's nice and simple relic. No Overwatch.
No Overwatch. Perfect.
Who doesn't love a no Overwatch relic?
Yeah, especially UTAL.
Yeah.
UTAL players or Ultramarines.
Yeah.
When you switch off Overwatch is huge.
Yeah.
And the ability to give that to a Demon Prince who's on a much larger base, that becomes bigger.
Yeah. And then you could give him the Warlord trait as well. Is it the Warlord? Yeah, the Warlord trait, +1 strength, +1 attack. That's decent because it makes him strength 8.
Yep. With his talons.
9 attacks, I think, now.
Something like that.
Decent.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Obviously, you're taking those wings.
Yeah,
it's good. I really like that. Especially if he's, jumping up behind those 3 Helldrakes.
Targeted.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's decent.
Good. Right. Nice relic, that one. Into the stratagems, yeah. Cool.
So the first one's called Combat Elixirs.
Yep.
So you can use this once per battle, and you can choose an Empress Children unit that's not a vehicle or a cultist, and you can pick one of the 4 abilities. +1 attack, +1 strength, +2 move, +1 toughness.
Nice. No, this is once per battle.
2 CP.
But before the battle game. So you're basically buffing up one of your units.
But you can choose it. So it's before the battle begins. So you don't have to declare it on your roster. So you can go into that matchup and go, actually, which one of my units could do with a buff in this game?
Which is going to... And again, like, when you're looking at your math hammer, things like that, and you're looking at your probability and your averages, you want to... Something we always talk about is... You want to look for these inbuilt abilities that change the probability. Now, strength 5 is a really crucial number in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can, for example, if your opponent's got lots of strength 5 weaponry, and all of a sudden you can take your toughness 5 bikes up to toughness 6, they're pretty much untouchable.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have to dedicate a lot into them. Or, if you've got those...
Say you're up against Marines with a load of bolt guns, Assault Centurions, for example.
Yeah.
You've got big blob of Terminators, make them T5.
Yeah.
That's going to reduce their efficiency so much.
Yeah. Or toughness 5. What you could do here, your toughness 5, 20 model Noise Marines.
Okay, yeah, like that. Yeah.
Because you're getting, again, like we speak about this all the time, like when you're using any sort of buff or ability, you want to stretch it to as far as it will possibly go.
Yeah.
And you're going to see that these Noise Marines are absolutely standouts for us. So yeah, let's carry on with some of those. I think we've actually missed a relic with these guys. There was the remnants of... Yeah, let's quickly touch on the remnants of Mara something or other.
Maravigla.
That's the one, as I said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So priest model only. Once per battle, you can choose an Empress Children unit within 6, and you can reroll a wound roll.
Yeah. So again, rerolling a wound roll for
a unit
is brilliant. And when's that played?
So instead of chanting a prayer.
So instead of picking the -1 to hit or +1 to wound in combat, you're going to go for just reroll wounds. You don't need to roll for it. Boom.
Yeah.
Done. And there was one more as well. Raiment or the raiment of Reslusive.
Oh yeah, you can re-roll your hit, your wound, and your charge rolls.
Yeah. So again, great with a Smash Hammer Boy.
Yeah.
You can go in, re-roll his hits, his wounds, and his charges. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want that when you're facing those tough opponents? You could even make him an extra strength if you wanted, but I think you're going to save that +1 toughness for your Noise Marines, or maybe the extra movement. It will come on to why later, but then having that reroll wound, the reroll wound relic is no-brainer pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, you can use that once per battle, but that's strong.
It's only for that one target you need dead, which in every time you play is typically one of those. Okay. Do you pick your friendly unit?
Empress Children unit.
Which is great, because then this is something that we haven't really seen before, because normally you pick an enemy model and you reroll wounds against that. Yeah. But if you have 20 Noise Marines, unless say you're firing against Venom Spam, Dark Eldar, you could go, right, 5 guys shooting there, 5 guys shooting there, 5 guys shooting there, 5 guys shooting there, all rerolling ones. Let's say you got Prescience on them. Reroll +1 to wound, reroll a wound, boom.
You can melt or your opponent's screen.
Absolutely everything, yeah. So great. We'll come on to some of these stacks later. Like that. So sorry, Jack, before Izzer interrupted you on your stratagems, you then got onto the excess of violence.
Yep. Use a stratagem in the fight phase when you choose an Empress Children infantry unit from your army to fight with until the end of the phase. If an attack made by a model in that unit destroys an enemy model, the attacking model can make 1 additional attack using the same weapon.
Yeah.
I think with these guys, I don't think that would come up much.
No, not really.
Especially what we're thinking.
Yeah.
So the next one is 1 CP Incessant Disdain.
That'll do.
Yeah. Use a stratagem at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Select 1 Empress Children character model, and they can heroically intervene 6 inches.
Yep. Nice.
So that again, would it come up every game? No. Can I catch someone out? Yes.
100%. Get that Demon Prince in.
Yeah.
Excellent, yeah. Because that's exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah. So this is a good one. This is 1 CP, Honour the Prince. Use stratagem in your charge phase. After making the charge roll for an Empress Children / unit from your army, you can change the result of one of the D6 to a 6.
Yeah.
So I've never seen a stratagem like this, because it's very similar to Miracle Dice.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to roll dice first.
Yep.
And then if it fails, then you spend the CP.
Yeah, and also you can roll your 2 dice, and let's say you rolled a 3 and a 1, and you've got your Terminators coming in from Deep Strike. You go, right, okay, I've got a 3 and a 1 here. So you've actually got a very, very, I don't know what the probability is, but you've got 2 chances to roll a 3.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go, right, whatever the one of them other is,
replace that with 6.
Replace with a 6.
Yeah.
You've pretty got an unfailable charge. And you can always re-roll one of the dice anyway.
Yeah, with the command re-roll.
With the command re-roll.
Yeah, because all you need is a 3 plus on one of the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, on one, so it's a very good probability.
Yeah.
So, very good, that one.
So good.
Next one is Excruciating Frequencies.
Yeah.
1 CP. Use stratagem in your shooting phase when you select an Empress Children Noise Marine unit from your army to shoot with. Add 1 to strength and damage roll for all the weapons they're equipped with.
Yeah, so remember, guys, this is a Noise Marine unit, so not Obliterators, not Havoc, sorry.
Yeah.
I was doing Marines too much. So it's just them, but for 1 CP, an extra strength, and extra damage. That means these boys are going up to, I think they're Assault 3.
Yeah. So they go to Strength 5.
They're 24-inch range, so you can move without any penalty.
Yeah.
So you've basically got a 30-inch threat range here.
Yeah.
You then can warp time them, double move them, so they've now got a 36-inch threat range. Now if you've got a unit of 20, that's 60 heavy bolter shots, but without the minus. But you do ignore cover, so it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
But you're 2 damage rather than 1, and vehicles will roll 1s.
Yes.
Or 2s.
Everyone, if you put enough dice into it, people roll 1s and 2s.
And bear in mind, the other stratagems that you've got is +1 to wound.
Yeah.
So now you're wounding knights. Just by going up from strength 4 to strength 5, you're wounding knights on 4s now with +1 to wound. Yeah. With that ability as well.
To reroll wounds. You play your stratagem for +1 strength, +1 damage.
Yep.
You drop your relic to reroll all your wounds.
Mm-hmm.
You put veterans on.
+1 to wound.
And you shoot twice.
And you Endless Cacophony, shoot twice because they're the Slanesh.
Yeah.
So you're getting 120 shots out in that turn.
Fine. And after that, they've killed all their choice targets, so you can afford to lose them after that.
Game, set, match.
Yeah. Well, you've locked down. You've just wiped out loads of stuff, haven't you?
That's a lot. It's a lot dead.
Yeah. Intercessors, they're gone. 2 damage. Yeah, they'll do a great job of taking out vehicles.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing. That same turn, you're going to give them the priest ability for +1 to hit.
Yeah.
You're going to give them the prescience to give them +1 to hit. So now all of a sudden they're hitting on 1s. Yeah. So with a demon prince nearby, they're re-rolling 1s to hit. Because even if you're hitting Eldar flies, which are normally -2, -3, you're still hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. You're just going to absolutely annihilate everything.
So what I like about that, it's in your hands, so you can go in, do all that. If you lose them, fine. You just take your buffing characters and put them elsewhere the next turn.
Yeah.
Deep striking Terminators or Obliterators or whatever it could be.
Mm-hmm.
That re-rolling wound and that stratagem and veterans, you probably want to use that elsewhere in turn 2.
Yeah.
So you're happy to lose them after that one.
Yeah.
But it's still 20 Space Marine bodies you've got to get through.
Toughness 5 because we played our 2 CPs at the start of the game.
Yeah, potentially.
So I like it. I like that a lot. Yeah. So I need to buy 20
Noise Marines.
Noise Marines, yeah.
The next one 1 Cruel Duelists. Use it in the fight phase. Empress Children unit.
Yeah.
It's not a vehicle or cultist. It's chosen to fight. Unmodified wound rolls of 6 become -3 AP.
Probably not really doing this one.
No.
I mean, for 1 CP, if you've got the Terminators that are coming in from... Again, Slanesh Terminators are good. Double tapping, maybe giving the extra attack or something. In there, automatically getting their charge. Yeah. You're giving them veterans and stuff.
Yeah, if you're looking at wanting to use that stratagem, then you probably want to give one of your units +1 attack.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about pairing those 2 things together.
Yeah. Which I think is okay.
It's a shame it's unmodified. The veterans doesn't kick off on it.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
But never mind.
Okay, then finally, Tactical Perfection. We really like this one.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favourite stratagems in this book.
You can redeploy a unit.
Yeah. Any unit as well.
Yeah, any unit. So it could be a vehicle, cultist, infantry, jump back, bike, whatever you want.
Yeah.
If you're in a transport, you can pick up the transport and redeploy that.
Yeah.
1 CP, and you can use as many times as you want pre-game.
Yeah.
So you can pick up your massive blob of Noise Marines hidden at the back. Pick them up. Use Siege Initiative. You pick them up. Move them to the front. Then you're away.
Warp time them.
Yeah. Then you're in.
You're in.
Yeah.
Right in. So yeah. I mean, and again, like if you then need your priest as well, you spend another CP to move him also.
Yeah.
So you can do this multiple times so you can get this thing off. Because if you do seize with something like this, that's game.
Yeah.
You'll just break the back of your opponent. And again, when we talk a lot about on our course, should you go first or second, that is one of the clear identifiers. And we cover that in detail. Is should you actually go first? When you should go first? Because if you're just going first because you've got it, or you could do, doesn't mean you're actually going to make the most of it, because you're going to be putting yourself on the back foot, because there's a lot more advantage to actually going second. Yeah, in a lot of cases.
So at the moment we've got our Night Lords Flywing with Howl Drakes, and we've got just take our 20 Noise Marines.
Yeah.
The Howl Drakes flying in, they can harass, tap stuff in the back.
Yeah.
Do whatever they need to do. These guys are clearing all the chaff.
Yeah.
And then the Hell Drake's on the Elephant Retreat.
Yeah.
You've got rid of all the screen. Then you've got, what's left to do to retaliate.
Yeah. You could have another detachment of Iron Warriors or Alpha Legion with loads of other shenanigans we've already spoke about in the previous video. Unreal.
Decent.
Yeah, really decent. So that's them. Now finally, World Eaters. Let's crack on and see what we can do with the World Eaters. But we're seeing some combos here, guys.
Yeah. So
Chaos are in a very good place.
Yeah.
So World Eaters get +1 attack when they charge.
Yeah.
So that's going to stack with Hateful Assault.
Yeah.
So let's go into how brutal. And I already love Khorne Berserkers anyway.
Same.
And I love Terminators. So let's see what these boys can do. So they've got a Warlord trait. They've got Arch Slaughterer.
Yeah.
What does that do?
So add D3 to the Warlord's characteristics if there's more enemy models within 3 of them.
Yeah. Attacks, yeah?
Yeah. Fine.
Cool. Extra D3 attacks, lovely.
It's a shame it's got that caveat in it. You need more enemy models, but
you can normally probably sort that, yeah.
Yeah.
Then finally, the next one, which is the one we're going for every single time.
Violent Urgency.
Yeah.
+1 advance and charge roll.
Yeah. That's an aura.
Yeah.
Within 6?
Within 6, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Now, remember with the Chaos is that they do not have, I think it's only the Alpha Legion and Field Commanders that you can spend a CP to get an extra Warlord trait. These guys, you can't. So you are really limited to just the one. And I think this is the one for me. Extra advance, extra charge every time. I'd take that over the extra attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when you are coming in from Deep Strike, bear in mind, guys, this is going to stack with the icon of Khorne, whatever, I can't remember what it's called.
Icon of Wrath.
Yeah, or Blood.
Yeah, something like that.
Doom.
Yeah.
Rage. Something like that. Reroll charge. So you now you're on an 8-inch charge. Rerollable.
Yeah.
So you've just made your odds a lot more, in your favour. Cool. So then we've got the Relics. We've got the Gorth Father. You really like this one. I was unsure.
So replace the Chain Axe.
Yeah.
So it's +2 strength, -2, flat 3.
Yep.
You've got to subtract 1 from your hit rolls, but unmodified wound roll of 6 does 3 mortal wounds instead.
Instead of the damage, not in addition.
Yeah. So you'll be hitting on 3s, you're on 1s with your character. It's basically a Thunder Hammer, but your strength 6.
Yeah.
With +2 attacks.
See, I would probably take a Thunder Hammer already.
Yeah.
And I would be taking...
I probably wouldn't be taking... Of all the relics across
all
this whole book, it wouldn't be the relic I'd take.
No. So remember you got the relic, which is a Khorne one, because remember, guys, World Eaters do have to be Khorne. Yeah. So these guys get the Khorne relic from the book, which they can take. The Talisman of the Burning Blood. I've used that in most of my games before. Yeah. Put it on a Demon Prince or a Chaos Lord. You can advance in charge and you re-roll charges. Yeah. So now you've got, when you stack that with the Warlord trait to get +1 to your advance and +1 to your charge, you now he's quick, yeah. Re-rolling charges, +1s all over the place. You're going to net an extra +2 inches per turn there.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then the last relic got a cover.
The Banner of Rage.
So it's on priest model only. Yeah. Once per battle, at the start of the fight phase, a model with this relic can unfurl the Banner of Rage. If they do so, add 1 to attack characteristics of friendly models within 6.
Yeah. Everyone within 6, extra attack.
Yeah.
In that starts the fight phase. That doesn't, you can still do your litanies or priest chants, whatever they're called, as normal. So really like that one for 1 CP. Why wouldn't you take that as an extra relic? So you can go that 1 turn, power turn, boom, everyone extra attack. And the World Eaters can do a lot with their attacks. So let's have a look at the stratagems, mate. First one.
So 1 CP, Scorn of Sorcery.
Yep.
So basically you pick a World Eaters unit, an enemy
world. Yeah.
It's a 4-up deny.
Yeah. Within 24 inches of a World Eaters unit on a 4-up, just denied that. Lovely. 1 CP. Excellent.
Nice and simple, that one.
Yeah. And remember, guys, a lot of the other factions, I think the Iron Hands one is 2 CPs for the equivalent.
They changed it, yeah.
So this could get FAQ to a 2.
Yeah.
Might stay as a 1. We don't know yet.
So next one, 1 CP, Apocalyptic Frenzy.
Yep.
You charge into deployment when you set up a Warlord infantry unit. At the start of the first battle round, you can move at 9.
Yeah.
Pre-game.
Yeah.
So my thought was 2 big blobs of 20 berserkers, just moving them up 9 pre-game.
Mm-hmm. Now, it does say, use this stratagem during deployment. When you set up a World Eater's infantry unit from your army...
I got to declare it first.
Yeah, so you have to declare that at the start of the first battle round, but before you then can move 9. So you're going to say, this unit is going to move 9. You could do that again for this unit is going to move 9. So you could get 2 big units of 20 Khorne Berserkers, both uning 9, but you have to declare it before as you set them up. So be vigilant on that, guys. And if you are playing someone that is playing World Eaters, I'll be honest, that's one of those things that unless they told me that it was their intention to do it, I wouldn't let them do it, because such massive things can change on whether they go first or second.
If you seized or they seized, then obviously that's massive. If you don't declare, you go, I've just seized, now moving on my boys 9 inches then.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah, or if you seize, they still have to spend those CPs even if they want to go for, or even if they don't want to go forward. Yeah. So that is huge, guys, and that's one. There's levels of intent. Yeah. And that for me is one that if you're a World Eaters player, declare it or lose it. Yeah. In my opinion.
I think, especially on that one, if the siege happens or doesn't happen, either way.
Yeah. Yeah. If the game was different, that you either set up first and go first automatically, or but because you've got the you go I go deployment, right? So that's literally on a roll off, pretty much. One of you's getting the +1, and then there's also the 17% chance that you do seize. Yeah. If they weren't involved, then definitely. Yeah. Next one.
So 1 CP skulls for the skull throne. If you kill an enemy character in the fight phase, you get D3 command points back.
Really good. You're gonna spend 1 to get D3. So worst case scenario,
you break even.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, 3 in the pocket.
Yeah.
So
Assassins have got something similar. Works really well.
So you might as well just use that every time
you kill a character. Yeah.
Because the worst case is you're just fine.
Oh, against my Eldar list, you'd be cleaning up.
Yeah. Next one, 2 TP Red Butchers. Chaos Terminator unit. Add 1 to the strength characteristics of the models in that unit, and they gain blood for the Blood God unit rule.
Basically allows them to fight
twice.
Now, these guys are Khorne. Their stratagem in the Chaos book is fight another time. Yeah. So you can have your Chaos Terminators fighting 3 times with its strength 5.
Yeah, because the issue with Khorne Berserkers, did it make it?
Yeah.
You go big blob of 10 Terminators and Deep Strike. With the buff into the charges that we've got now, you should be able to get them in.
Re-rolling charges, +1 to the charge. Yeah. There's some good
and
play there.
And it stacks nicely with the next one. 1 CP, kill, main, burn. Use stratagem in a fight phase before you consolidate with the World Eaters unit. They can consolidate up to 6 inches.
Cool.
So, and if you're fighting twice, you consolidate and consolidate again.
Well, you would actually then consolidate. You could consolidate 12 to 18 inches.
Yeah, because you fight your first time, consolidate, fight your second time for free, and go again. Yeah, you could spend 3 CP
it again
to go again.
You might not be able to fight anything again, but you could still wrap and trap something.
Yeah, you'll get all that extra movement. So 18-inch, 3-inch movement with a Terminator that's 5 inches normally. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Next one, 1 CP Wild Fury. Use stratagem in a fight phase when you select a World Eater's unit from your army to fight with until the end of phase. Improve the AP characteristics of melee weapons by 1.
And I really like this because compared to the other one, which was only on 6s, this is
flat.
It's flat. An extra -1. So with your chain axes,
you're -2 now.
You're -2. Yeah. Beautiful. Or with your power fists. The power fists with these boys aren't bad because you can take a World Bearers. Pardon. A World Bearers detachment where you could take a priest with the +1 to cast, so that because World Eaters can't take sorcerers, but you can still cast because they've got the right keywords. You can still cast powers onto them, so you can still warp time them, and you can give them +1 to hit. So now their power fist, strength 10, there'd be -4 D3 damage. Yeah, that's tasty.
I think it's a really good strat. I really like it.
Yeah.
Next one, 1 CP, Stoke the Nails.
Mm-hmm.
Use stratagem in a fight phase, infantry, biker, not a cultist unit is chosen to fight with. Until the end of the phase, that unit's death to the false emperor Works on any, not just Imperium.
Yeah.
And if it is Imperium, it goes on 5+.
So that same turn, you've got these Termies coming in, they're fighting 3 times. Yeah. You've got the extra priesty there giving you extra attack for that turn. Yeah. And then every 5 you roll is more hits with prescience as well. Is it unmodified?
5+.
Is it 5+? You can get +1 to hit with this. So that was be going off on a 4+ now with prescience, +1 to hit in combat.
If you can get into a place where you could charge multiple units,
oh my god,
they'll just go to town. They'll just kill anything that they touch, really.
Oh
nice.
Dear.
So the last CP, 2 CP, Blood for the Blood God.
Yep.
Use a stratagem in the fight phase as an enemy unit is destroyed as a result of attack of the World Eaters model from your army. Until the start of your next turn, when a morale test is taken for a friendly World Eaters unit, doing a roll is automatically passed. You are never using that stratagem for 2 CP. If you destroy a unit, you can auto pass.
Because I suppose it's at that point where this is only going to be good if you've got 2 units of 20 Khorne Berserkers have gone in.
Yeah.
1 unit's lost 10. Yeah. The other unit's also lost 10. You can only spend 2 CPs on one of them to auto pass them around. Because those also destroyed a unit, you could then keep both 20 alive.
Yeah. It's just not worth 2 CP.
Well, you'd be worth 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just spend the regular 2 CPs and there's no things. So that's it, guys. That's the stratagems.
Come through all.
That's it.
I really like some of the stuff. Really like some of the stuff that's come through in these last 3 legions.
And as a bit of a gift, guys, if you head over to the link below, check out. It will just say the cheat sheet for the chaos. Click that link and you can download all the stuff we've spoke about and some of our top builds and also a chaos list I'm going to put together for you using some of this stuff. It's completely free. You just have to drop your name and email address in there. When you click it, you'll see exactly the same stuff as you see right now in terms of the thumbnail and things. You'll know which one it is. And then you'll get all that sent for free, and you also get that 2-week free trial as well if you want it, and all the links to the ITC masterclass if you haven't signed up for that already, which is also a free course, bear in mind. So all that stuff is just a link below. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and Jack, what's your top pick out of everything we spoke about? What are you like? Okay, I need to build that next week.
I just love Khorne Berserkers.
Khorne Berserkers,
60 of them.
Yeah.
And 10 Terminators. And Carnal Betrayer.
Love it. So fluffy, mate.
I know.
But gruesome. I like it. Yeah. For me, I'm going to be going out and buying 20
Noise Marines.
Noise Marines, 120 shots. That's my style.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And make sure you check out that link below, and we'll send you those cheat sheets and chaos lists. Take care.
Cheers, guys.